Hey folks, welcome to another video. This is Caroline, Close in Nature, for those of you who don't know me. And I'm really excited. I'm back in Tasmania, woohoo! On Lake St Clair, and I'm ready to do the Pine Valley trail or track. So here with my hubby and two great friends who I also shared the Overland track experience with earlier this year in April, and that's where we got the idea of coming back to explore the Pine Valley, because it is a side walk off of the Overland track, but we didn't have enough time to be able to do that. So we're back here to do it today, and we're just having a bit of downtime waiting for the ferry, which is going to take us across this beautiful lake. Incidentally, it's Australia's deepest lake, so there you go. Deeper in places than the Bass Strait. Little fact for you there. So the weather is glorious right now, but they have had snow in the last few days. So we've got 4 days to explore the Pine Valley region. We're going to hike into the hut there. We've also brought our tents, depending on how many people are also heading up there. We're not too sure. Find out when we get there, and we're just going to explore a couple of the mountains in the region, the Labyrinth and the Acropolis. And we've undecided what we're going to do on our last day. We'll either walk along the bank of Lake St Clair, which is classed as the last official day of the Overland track, which we didn't do. When we did the Overland track, we just caught the ferry from Narcissus hut. So it will be nice to do that last leg. So you always forget something when you pack, and I forgot my cap. I've got a warm hat, but forgot to pack my cap, which always comes in handy to keep any rain or sun off your face. So I've just bought myself a snazzy little Overland track cap, which, you know, I don't feel bad buying it because I have officially done the trail, but I just added in, can you see the little thylacine or Tasmanian tiger pin there? So that's going to be my spirit animal for the trail. I've moved up because my spirit animal on the Overland track was a velvet worm. So now I'm going to be the thylacine, which technically means I'm extinct. But if you're a believer like me, maybe they're still out there. I like to think that they are.
April. I didn't get into Pine Valley, so
yeah.
We'll come back and have a look at that.
We did the Overland traps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pine Valley is absolutely.
It's the Narcissus Creek that flows into Lake St Clair, and there was a ranger at Narcissus hut when we just got off the ferry there who informed us that there's about 60 people at Pine Valley where we're heading, which is a lot, isn't it? Anyway, we'll find out when we get there. For a lot of people, it's the very last part of their Overland track adventure as they go in and maybe spend one night there. Some people manage to go in and out in a day, see what they want to see. So we're guessing the hut's going to be full, but that's fine. We've brought tents, and I always intended on sleeping in the tent. I much prefer to have that. And as you can see, the weather's beautiful, so we don't have to worry about being in the rain or the snow tonight. And yeah, I'm sure we'll find a spot somewhere further back along the trail. But look how beautiful it is here so far. I'm just so happy to be back. So good. So as I was saying before, we are backtracking and doing the last part of the Overland track, and we did that back in April. So this section that I'm walking right now was our last day, and because we had an early morning journey on the ferry booked, we got up at 5 a.m. and so much of this trail, or this last section, was in the dark. So it'll be nice to do this part and see it at a different time of day and a different time of the year, different plants flowering. It was just coming into autumn when we were here, and we had the fagus flowering then, which was just spectacular. But I'm sure I'm going to fall in love with a different bit of flora this time. So because we flew into Launceston last night, we got the bus from Launceston to Lake St Clair this morning, and that departed at 10 a.m. and got us to Lake St Clair, Cynthia Bay at just before 1. And so we missed the 1 p.m. ferry, so we've been on the last ferry of the day over to Narcissus hut, which was 3 p.m. So it's really lovely just having, you know, a late afternoon stroll through this section of the trail. Like I said before, it was very early morning when we passed through at the end of our Overland track, so I'm just really enjoying seeing it from a different perspective. Just gorgeous. See all the waratahs here, a close up of one. Beautiful flower. Made it to the halfway point.
Exactly.
Han Valley. That way. Yeah. So it's just 5 o'clock now, and we set off at 3:37 to be precise. So hour and 20 minutes to get to the turn off, and that was just taking a very leisurely stroll, fart-assing around with a GoPro. So on for the next bit. All new territory from here. Exciting. Woohoo! So you can just see in the distance, hills over there, some patches of snow. Hard to believe that it was snowing here 2 days ago. Can't really see any evidence of it looking up there. quite boggy in this section, and check out this tree root, what Michael's standing there. And my feet have been in it already. This spot is just stunning. I mean, all bloody is, to be honest. We've had a mixture of terrain, boardwalk, scrub, rainforest, but I have to admit these little rainforesty sections with the creek meandering through have to be my favourite, and it's nice and cool amongst the trees as well. Can't believe after watching the weather report and seeing the snow in the last couple of days that we're hiking and sweltering. Look at this section, it's just gorgeous, look at it. Oh my gosh, there's Michael. Look. Hey Michael! So beautiful. Tell you what, if the area around the hut is full, I'm more than happy to come back here and find a spot next to this bit. It's just gorgeous. Look at it. So gentle. Beautiful. I can smell food cooking, so we must be near camp, and here we go. Wow, lots of people. Heaps of tents amongst the trees. Oh, what a spot, eh? Just lovely. Okay, now to find a spot of our own. So we've got our spot for the night. Got the old Destin set up. The ground is very bumpy, but I think once our sleep mats are down we'll be alright. Kettle's on, so it's happy days. Time for a brew. Hey mate, hello. Just saying good day. Look at him. Bouncy. Boing. Happy days. Okay. So trialling out a few new pieces of kit on this hike. The first one being the media mod on the GoPro, which I can tell already has greatly improved my audio quality, but it also is chewing the battery. I'm onto my second battery already. And then I've also tried out these, which I forgot what the brand is, but I'll put it when I edit the video. But they're a silicone container that's got a seal across the top, and they can actually be used in a microwave or in an oven. And just trialing it out as a pot. And also I've done my first batch of dehydrated meals. So tonight's dish is lamb chili with rice. The rice, I just got some of that microwave rice, and I've just put a little bit of hot water and mixed the rice in with my dehydrated lamb chili. So it's lamb, mince, kidney beans, all the flavourings, so we'll see how it goes. But I wanted to try using a pot that seals like this, so you're not heating it up in those bloody Ziploc bags. And then just the idea being that the pot can just be rinsed and used multiple times, and you're not using lots and lots of plastic bags, Ziploc bags, because they do them a head in, you know, end up with like 10 Ziploc bags at the end of every hike. And I try and reuse them, but then I kind of think, what's leaching out of them if you're pouring hot water in them? Anyway, I'm going to give it the taste test. So the verdict is that the lamb chili is pretty good. I'll let mine soak for about 15 minutes in the bag, and apart from the kidney beans, it all tastes pretty good. The kidney beans are just a little bit crunchy still, but these containers work pretty good. They could maybe do with a little cozy around them, but that just sat for 15 minutes in the cold air has retained, I would say, 60% of its heat. It's just warm enough to eat. I'll work on perfecting the design. Maybe I'll make a little cozy for it as well.
Love it.
No idea, and I'm still.
It's amazing. Wow.
So our first day of our 5-day adventure, I think I said 4-day at the beginning of this video. What am I talking about? It's 5 days. Has been absolutely marvellous. Stunning scenery on the way in, and I think it says it's 8.9k on the guide, and it took us 3 hours and 15 minutes, and that was just going at a pretty easy pace, obviously stopping to admire lots of different things and play around with the GoPro. So tomorrow's plan, I think, is to go up the Labyrinth track, and at the top there is a lake. I was going to say a loch then, but I don't think they call them a loch here. Yeah, anyway, there's a lake up there. I forgot the name of it, but I'll have a look on my little guide tonight once I get into bed. And yeah, we're going to explore that area. I think it's estimated that it's a three-hour return walk. So 3 hours, that gives us heaps of time, because our plan is we're going to stay here tomorrow night as well. We just went and checked out the hut. There was actually some space in the hut, but I'm pretty happy with our little spot in the forest here. You can hear the stream babbling in the background, which is just going to be beautiful sound to fall asleep to. So I'm a very happy camper tonight. All right, I will talk to you in the morning, guys. Bye. Good morning, folks. Day 2 on the Pine Valley adventure, and today we are heading into the Labyrinth. I just like the name alone. So yeah, a little bit of a climb, and apparently if we make it to the top, there is a lake up there called Lake Elysia, spelled with an E. So hopefully we'll check that out. But it's lovely and fresh this morning. It got pretty cool overnight, I would say around about 7 degrees overnight, and we've got another beautiful day. Very lucky. So we're going to make the most of it and enjoy this hike. Just carrying a day pack with some snacks in, so it feels really good to have such a light pack. You always feel like you're going to fly, hey, when you take your big pack off, swap it out for a little pack. Anyway, here we go on the Labyrinth track, day 2. So it looks like we're going to be scrambling up this waterfall section next. So I read in the notes, follow the cairns. There's our first one. So I think the view is just going to get better and better as we get higher. Still climbing. I just had a little bit of a flat bit about 10 minutes ago, but other than that, it's all been a really steady climb. Get the heart rate going, it's good. All the birds and the bees are out. It's just gorgeous. We've just had a bite to eat. That didn't take us long at all to get to this point. So we're going to keep going along the track because there's a lake, Lake Elysia. I think I mentioned that yesterday, that was our plan, and we're going to stick with the plan. and check it out, see what it looks like. But beautiful views so far along this track. Like I say, a very steady climb, a little bit of grappling with our hands. What is it, Kat? Snow. Oh, snow. I thought you said a snake. We've got a bit of snow on the hills up ahead as well. I'll just pan the camera around. See in the distance some white patches of snow. It's so hard to believe. That would have been maybe what, whiter 2 days ago. Yeah. Bloody amazing views. Look at it. Spectacular. Really liking this section.
Look at the stick in
I
the
know.
rock.
Someone's carved a little face in the stick of the rock cairn. And we can see a lake up ahead. There we go. Snow up on the hills still there. Winding our way down. The path is still pretty well defined, so little cairns to reassure you you're going the right way. Isn't it just bloody stunning? Freaking loving it. It's so good. And how lucky are we with the weather? This is blue skies, look at the clouds. Wispy, beautiful blue skies, so lucky. We're so lucky, Kat. There's the brave Warner monsters. I'm still sat here contemplating. Just a little donk. So just stopping here for a coffee and a bite to eat, but the black ants are pretty relentless. We're all getting smashed by them. I was thinking if you was injured and laid down, you wouldn't be in a good way. You'd just be found with 1,000 ants on top of you. Which is not very nice, is it? So when you get to the lake, there's actually a Lake Alyssa track that goes along the side of the lake, and then this track, which I'm on, that continues to the Labyrinth Lookout. So that halfway point where we stopped and had some morning tea wasn't the actual lookout as such, but the other 3 guys weren't keen to do it, so I'm on my own, which I don't mind at all. Spectacular. The weather's so good, you've got to do it. Might never get the chance again. So I said I was going solo. But I just had a cooey. They've changed their minds, and here they come. Silly wombats, aren't they? Why would you want to miss out on this? definitely worth the extra climb. It maybe took me, God, 25 minutes. 5 minutes waiting for them to catch me up. So if you get to the lake, keep coming up to the lookout. The only time I won't do it is if it was really snowing and crazy weather. If you had the right gear, you'd be alright anyway. It's beautiful, beautiful. Amazing views in every direction. Look at it. Aren't you just glad you made the climb, Michael?
Yes.
I'm sending messages because I've got a signal up here. Feeling very lucky to have this weather and this moment in this place. Oh, and as I was saying that, a bloody bird just flew by and landed in those trees. Look at him. King of the mountain, eh? I think so. Checking it all out. He's gone. Bye.
It was on fucking speed.
Medic!
Surprised another bird didn't
Not
get it.
too sure how that got up here because they just live in fresh water, but I doubt very much he's climbed, so yeah, maybe someone fished him out of a creek and then carried him and then dropped him. Which before I came here to Tassie, a couple of days before, I went and visited a really good friend who lives in South Australia in the Mount Gambier region, and we went out and walked some of the coastline there, and we were actually on part of a 250 kilometre hike called the Great Southwest Trail or Walk, and I'd like to go and do that. So it's 250 k's, and I think there are 14 campsites, and it's a loop walk, which is great because that makes the logistics of when you're coming from afar, which always seems to be the way for me, that you, at least it's a little bit easier, you know, getting transport to the start and then the end point being the same. One less thing to kind of have to sort out. So that is the next walk on my radar, so watch this place, folks. I'm back at the lake, but we're not stopping in for a dip. Maybe we'll get in the creek where we're camping. It's bloody freezing. I only dipped my feet in last night, and yeah, it was a shock to my feet, but it was good for the calf muscles, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to turn you off because I need to concentrate. I actually bought this. See it? And I'm wearing it like a weirdo, but not actually used it yet. But maybe tomorrow on the Acropolis climb, I'll put it on and see how I find it. Much recording going on now because it's friggin' hot, middle of the day now, and yeah, feeling a bit cooked. Okay, we'll keep going, see you at the bottom. Home sweet home. What a spot. So we made it back down. We all got just a little bit sunburnt as well. Funny because I bought beanie and really warm gloves, but right now can't imagine needing them. So we've just had a little cool off in the creek. The water's bloody freezing actually. It's that cold. I could only get my feet in for a few minutes, so I had to put my waterproof socks on so I could go back in and try and give my clothes a bit of a freshen up. But yeah, the Labyrinth, epic, highly recommend it. Make sure to go up to the lookout. It was really, really worth that extra little climb. It was only another 25 minutes. We got to that first point where you've kind of done the main part of climbing out of the forest easily in an hour, and then onto the lake took maybe another half an hour, and then up to the climb, like I said, 25 minutes. But we just took our time. We had a little dunk at the lake, which was really nice on a day like today. But even if you didn't have, really warm weather, the scenery is spectacular. It's just gorgeous. Really, really beautiful, really unique. Lovely to see those little bits of snow still left there on the very tops of the mountains. A reminder of how quickly the weather can change here. So yeah, go check it out, the Labyrinth. It was wonderful. We started walking at 9:30 in the morning, had a late start, and we got back at 3:30, so we were out for 6 hours. It does say it's a 3 hours there and back walk, which you could definitely do if you just get there and just turn straight around. But it's such a nice area. You just go and hang out there if you've got a good day. All right, we are going to go make some tea. Starving. Burnt up some calories today.